Okay, hello everyone, people who are in the class or watch the video later on or watch over Zoom. So today topic is about a smart contract and creating a smart contract using Solidity. Keep in mind, some of you are from some countries that you may not be able to purchase cryptocurrency, or within United States, you might have some limitations. Therefore, the Solidity that I teach to you today is a running Ethereum or a simulation of Solidity on your own PC. So the remaining part could be how to upload or deploy your project on an actual Ethereum. So for that, you need to buy some Ethereum. It's not expensive, but it needs some purchase, which you don't have to do for today. So for today, you just do open source and also run the codes for a very basic smart contract. So we would see that how Solidity works, and we will have a very simple project. Okay, so let's have an introduction on Ethereum smart contract. So Ethereum is a decentralized platform enables the developer to build and deploy smart contracts. So what are smart contracts? Self-executing contract with the terms directly written in the codes. Use cases, decentralized finance, supply chain, voting system, so on and so forth. So basically, if I just simplify it, you do programming on a decentralized platform. So whatever comes in your mind about the power of programming, you can do in Ethereum, but it's decentralized, and also it could be connected to financial incentives. So having said that, we start doing a very basic smart contract. So the smart contract that we do today is for creating a calculator. So we do some basic calculator functions. So you can just, if you want to do it for your final project, you can look for some other advanced functions and do similar things and write your own smart contract. If you're interested to deploy your smart contract on actual Ethereum blockchain, just please reach me out, because it could be a content above the class. Keep in mind that I'm sure some of you may not be able to purchase in the United States, or your country may not support cryptocurrency. Anyway, so the smart contract will be in the Solidity. And this program is influenced by JavaScript, Python, and C++. Especially, I believe that JavaScript is the most similar programming language to Solidity. As you see in the figure, so first, each Solidity smart contract starts with the version, and you define your variables. You define some functions that set some values after running, and also some functions that return some values. So for code development on your computer, you need to have Node.js and NPM. Both of them helps you to develop network-based applications on your PC. So Visual Studio Code is the next tool that we want to use. This is an open source code editor. by Microsoft. It has good integration of GitHub and also helps you to modify your code efficiently. And it has a lot of functionality that helps you to develop your code. The next tool that we are going to use is Hardhat. Is a development environment for creating and testing your Ethereum software. What I mean Ethereum software, your smart contracts. So basically, you create a local Ethereum network, and over that Ethereum network, you develop and test your application. So it's very useful to see what happens, what will be the results of your smart contracts before actual deployment on Ethereum blockchain. Questions so far? No? Okay. Okay, so let's first do the required installation. I put a couple of links here. The first one is for Node.js and NPM, and the second one is for Visual Studio Code. I'm going to pause here for your friend who are in the class. Then also, if you watch the video, you can pause this part and install these two softwares, and then we go from here. So, okay. You did pretty quickly. Yeah, I do have some. Okay, okay. Let me just wait a couple of more minutes because some people may not have Visual Studio same as you. So, okay, so after finishing installing Node.js and also Visual Studio Code, just open your Visual Studio Code. Okay, so Visual Studio is a development environment that you can do coding almost all the most well-known programming language. One of them, Solidity. So you need to install Solidity extension in Visual Studio so you can do debugging for Solidity. So when you open your Visual Studio, on the left side, there is the sections for extensions. So let me open it up. First, let me just search for Python. So you can see there is extensions for Python. So helps you to do programming for Python. For this class, we are going to do programming Solidity. So I'm searching for Solidity extension. So I use the second one. Even the first one should be good. But look, click on the second one, the one that has a yellow icon, and then click on install. For me, it said uninstall because I already installed it. For the people who hasn't installed it, just here you see install button, click on it and install Solidity. You install it, right? Okay, that's good. So next, you need to have a MetaMask wallet. So if I oversimplify it, it's like a checking account hosted on Ethereum blocks or on some blockchains. The most famous one is Ethereum. So similar to a checking account, you can transfer money, you can receive the money, you can use the money for any application Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so this is one of the most famous wallet, the MetaMask. The good thing is available on cell phone applications, web browsers, so on and so forth. So for the case of today, go to metamask.io and download section. If you have it, you don't have to install it. So let me remove. I just uninstall on one of my platforms and I use some browsers, including Brave, Firefox, and Chrome. I usually use Chrome the most. So what you do here, so you come to this link, you select your browser. Here, since I'm in Brave, I have the Brave browser, and then you install for your own browser. So after we talked about installation of MetaMask before in one of our sessions, keep in mind it gives you 12 words. Keep those 12 words. Otherwise, if you delete your, if you lose your laptop or your operating system, you never can access to that wallet again. So the 12 words is like phrase. Since it's a decentralized, there's no intermediary organization or person that can keep track of your wallet. Everything's responsibility is with you. For example, let me show you on Chrome. It could be showed here. So as you see, this Fox is my MetaMask wallet. let's see what I have here. So I just have almost $8 of Ethereum. So I mainly use it for teaching purposes, but even you can buy and sell directly from MetaMask. But your friends who are from some countries told me they cannot buy because they might need some credential in the United States. So for this class, you just install MetaMask and make it available. You don't have to purchase anything because we make a sample of Ethereum on your PC. You don't have to interact with the actual Ethereum network. But for people who still wants to do blockchain-based applications, for example, one of the class project is a final project could be an NFT, creating an NFT, posting for sale. If you want, you still can do that, but for today class, you don't have to buy anything, but you have to have MetaMask available on your PC. So in one of your classes, I talk about installations. If you can also Google or YouTube about videos that teach how to install MetaMask. It just needs a couple of steps. First, you make it available on your browser or cell phone. For the class, please install, at least be sure that you have on your Chrome browser or any browser that you use. After making available, also take record of the 12 words, 12 phrase, because otherwise you never get access to the your wallet. Anyway, so the first step, you need to have a folder for your today project. This is my own address, project.calc. So because I have admin address, admin access. This is admin address and admin access, sorry. So what does it mean? I can install, delete, and do whatever I want without any extra permission. So on my C folder, under projects, class, calc, just have an empty folder available on your own personal computer, anywhere. But you should be able to install, delete, copy, and paste in that folder. As long as you have admin access, that should be fine. Okay, let me. Admin access could be technically correct, but I just change it to admin access. Okay, after creating, just open your Visual Studio and over File, go to Open. On File menu, go to Open Folder. And open the folder that you just created. Okay, as you see, I have calc folder here. So on the Explorer, I see calc, but there is nothing under calc. Anyway, so okay, now we start initializing our project using npm. So you learned that you install Node.js before to be able to do JavaScript-based development. So look at here. You can copy and paste commands from your PowerPoint. But I have experience with some students who their main language is not English. So when they wanted to copy paste from PowerPoint, they had some issues. Having said that, go to part 14 and download all the files that are here, including your lecture notes. So calculator.sol, deploy.js, hardconfig.js, and initialize.txt. So you don't have to download these files, but they just help you to avoid any font errors. Any errors that could come from font issue. Okay, so first we start doing some initialization. So on your VS Code, go to Terminal window and click on New Terminal. Okay. Also, from the files that I tell you to download, there is initialize.txt. Just open it up. Copy the first line, right-click, copy. Go to VS Code Terminal, and just right-click over there. After pasting terminal, just press enter. So usually the commands that I'm going to teach you in VS Code, look, you click on command terminal, you see some output here. Usually one or more files will be created on the Explorer. So now on the my Explorer is not empty. So I have a package.json. I also put the commands here too. So in case you want to follow from PowerPoint, same codes are available on your PowerPoint too. So the next command, we install a development environment for Hardhat. So right click, copy, go to VS Code Terminal, right click and press enter. By doing so, some of the packages will be installed and we use them for further development. So Node modules are installed here. It includes several libraries related to Ethereum development. You might see some warnings here, but no worries. They may not affect your project. So some of them would say that some commands or some packages would be deprecated sooner or late, but that shouldn't be an issue. So then we initialize a Hardhat project with npx Hardhat. Again, copy, come to Visual Studio Code and paste, then enter. So this time you see some options. So after npx Hardhat, it asks you to which type of project you want. So we stay with the JavaScript project. So press enter here. Then it said, do you want to do in your root folder? My answer would be enter again. So do you want to add a git ignore? It just helps you. It just gives you some advanced interaction control with GitHub. So for example, if you want to let GitHub knows the steps or not. That shouldn't be any issue here. Again, press enter. Only change that you do is for last step. Said, do you want to install sample project dependency with npm? For last question, press N. So the only reason we press N, it tries to install some sample dependencies. It might conflict with our project, so we don't want those. Again, steps are available on your PowerPoint. I'm also going to share the video so you can follow with me. The next step, we install some toolbox that helps you to do development. So again, here, go to your PowerPoint, to your text file, right-click, copy, and in the terminal, just right-click, paste it here, press enter. It might take a while because so many packages would be installed. I think for you, it's installed much faster, right? Okay, my laptop is very much slower than you, I guess. Apple, okay. Yeah, actually, I love Apple products, but for School of Business. So we are not a School of Management anymore. So in a School of Business, the default laptop is Windows, and I have to teach using this laptop. The only reason I have it. And also, sometimes it might cause some problems, but generally speaking, there are more software that support Microsoft than Apple. So it could be one reason. So that's me. Okay. Okay, the next part is the most fun part. So we use Solidity 8.24 to create our first smart contract. So just go for inside your terminal. There is a contract folder. Click on it. So on the contract, you see lock.sol, right? Just select contracts, and in just next section, you see new file. Or you can right click and do new file. Both of them are fine. So just click new file and write your file name. Any file name is correct. You can do any arbitrary name. But if you want to follow my steps, maybe it's just better to use the exact same name. Otherwise, you should fix everywhere that you have the name. So I'm going to, this is the file name from your PowerPoint. I right click, I select the name, copy here, come to my VS Code, create a new file, and I paste the name. So under contracts, now I have two files, calculated.sol and lock.sol. Okay, now you need to fill out the contract. This is your first smart contract. So if you look at the file that I gave you, one of them is calculated.sol. You can copy from here. So you can just copy the ingredients of the file and paste it in your VS Code. After copying, save the file so the changes would be implemented. Also, there is a log.sol. Select that file and delete it too, because it might have some contradictions. So I just want to focus on smart contracts. So here, log.sol, I just delete that file. So under contract, I just have calculated.sol. Just delete it, yeah. Let's look at functions that I have this calculator. Actually, it's a very basic calculator. And I didn't want to do basic programs. So if you learn, I think if the first class that you learned Python, the first command was probably hello world, right? So that would be too easy. So let's just start with more complex one. So look here, I created a function. The name is add. It has two inputs of integer with the 256 bytes. So it takes A and B. This is a publicly available function and returns an integer. So int 256 means integer. What it does, it returns A plus B. So subtract has same logic, but it returns A minus B. Multiply, similar definition. It returns A times B. And for divide, B shouldn't be 0. So required here is like an if function in Python. And it returns A divided by B. So for your own smart contract, you might have other functions. So you could have sinus, cosinus, square root, so on and so forth. So if you want to add more function, just search for Solidity and see what other functions we can define in your contract. If you want to be, I don't consider cheating. So because I didn't teach you Solidity, and also I don't evaluate you. You can just give it to ChatGPT and ask it to give you more advanced functions. So this is one way of doing that, if you don't want to search. Okay, so don't forget to do Ctrl+S or go to File, Save to save your functions. Okay. The next part, we need to compile our smart contract. How we do with npx hardhat compile. Again, if you go to initialize .txt, this is the command we use for compiling our smart contract. Copy. Inside the terminal, just paste it there and click enter. So if you look at, if you see that, if this prompt saying that compile process 5.50, can you do everything correctly by now? Did you get it? Okay, that's good. So another important file is deployment file. So you need to deploy your compiled smart contract. So far, you created a smart contract and you compile it. Now you need to deploy it. So what you do here, you can do several ways. One way, I teach you another way for now. So go to your project folder. Like me, you might see several folders and files, right? So do right click here, go to new, and create folder and name it as scripts. I put the name also in your PowerPoint. So look, there's a script folder here. Scripts. If you forget, you can just copy the name here, come to the folder, and script. So go inside the script. Then copy the deploy.js file that I gave it to you and paste it into that folder. Okay. Okay. So let's see what happens. So now go to inside your VS Code. On the Explorer, you can see a scripts folder. And under that, there is a deploy.js. So again, you can create inside your VS Code, or you can just do it directly. VS Code has some advantages. It has Solidity interpreter, and also it checks if you have any error. With VS Code, you can do everything from scratch and check it, but you also can do it directly. I'm not sure in your Python class, so in your Python, for Python, you can use Jupyter Notebook. It helps you to code. But also, you can just write your code on the text file and let your computer to do it. You don't have to use Jupyter Notebook. You can just send it directly to the Python. So similar thing for VS Code. So you can use VS Code for code development, or can just do it directly. So it's nothing just saying that we have calculated the smart contract. So it used an Ether library to process that file, and then basically it received file. It uses Ethereum to process and send the results back to your computer. So keep in mind, I'm pretty sure that could be a very complex code to you because it's based on JavaScript. It's not even Solidity. So I don't you guys to understand all the parts. Again, if you want to learn by yourself, you can just let ChatGPT to explain each line to you. But the overall process is we connect to that smart contract and Ethereum blockchain at the same time. I just process it. So it's the purpose of having deploy.js. Next, we need to set up configurations. So if you look at the configuration file, first I said, okay, use this package. I'm using Solidity 824, and I'm using localhost. Localhost means for running this project, I'm not using actual Ethereum blockchain. I'm using a local sample of that. 127.0.0.1 just means your own PC. And also, it uses port 8545. Okay. Having said that, you can do several ways. One way, you can just copy paste the file that I gave you, hardhat.config.js, or you can open your VS Code, select hardhat.config.js, open hardhat.config.js as a text file, and copy everything from here and paste it on your on the section in VS Code. But you can just simply copy paste from the downloaded file into your project folder. Both ways works. So either here or paste copy hardhatconfig.js into your folder. This is the file in my folder. Okay. Then we initialize a hard hat node. Again, this is just for developing a smart contract using Solidity. Copy the command. If I was in your shoes, I copy from text file. Again, to avoid any issue. So npx hard hat node. In your terminal, right click and paste it there. So you would see 19 private keys. Account now. So these are some sample Ethereum. So each of them had 10,000 Ethereum, and this is their private key. So Hardhat lets you to use those Ethereum to do your own code development. So we are not actually using all of these potentials. So then you need to deploy. So you need to deploy your smart contract on your Hardhat network. So the instruction for deployment is in on script deploy.js. So I copy all of these commands. Here it could be a little tricky. So because if you go to VS Code, there is no place to paste. You need to open a new, don't close this terminal, just leave as it is. If you close it, you get errors. So go to terminal, click on new terminal, and just paste it there. So if you did everything correctly, you get two addresses. The first address is your Ethereum account. The second address is your smart contract account. You did, right? Okay, that's good. Okay, now by the way, again, you can do everything on Ethereum blockchain too, but again, my purpose is showing you the overall process, not actually, if you want to do, actually create a smart contract and apply on Ethereum blockchain, it just needs a few small steps. So you need to transfer this smart contract on actual Ethereum blockchain. Second step of this part, or the last step, we need to try our smart contract. Okay, so select npx hardhat console. Open your VS Code and paste it here. So if you did correctly, now you see Node.js command prompt. So it's a bit different. By the way, now we want to interact with the smart contract, the calculator smart contract that had 4 functions. How we interact? We interact through the address. So what's the address of your calculator smart contract? Is the second one. It's a calculator deploy to. So if it was actually Ethereum blockchain, after you create the smart contract, this is the address that you can connect to that smart contract from everywhere around the world. But the Ethereum that you have it today, it's just in your laptop. Okay. Having said that, first, with first 2 commands, we connect to that smart contract. So let's see what I do step by step. Copy the first one and copy inside your terminal, press enter. The second one is tricky. So the second one is just for connecting to your smart contract. Look, I said await calculator attach your deployed contract address. What you do, come back to your terminal, select your calculator smart contract address, copy, come to your text file, and paste it here inside the quotation marks. Now you updated your command. So your smart contract should be different from mine. This is the code that you hear. The smart contract address is for my own one. So for you, should be different. Copy this one, come into your terminal, paste the commands, and then press enter. Okay, now we connected to that smart contract. We can just try it. So first, I'm using the first function, which was add. So for adding 2 numbers, I said calculator is the name of my smart contract, dot add is the name of function, and I put 1 and 2. You can do 10 and 12, whatever number you want. So you copy this command, come to your command prompt, paste, and then click enter. So now we want to see the results of our calculations. So with the next line, console log is like print in Python. So you print the results. And it said, okay, results should be converted to a string. I'm going to copy the command. Okay, because of internet disconnection, I had to stop a little bit. Anyway, so let's keep working on the code. So now I want to print the result of subtractions. Copy, paste. It said results 5 minus 3 is 2. The next one, multiply 3 to 4. function. And if I want to print out the result as a string, this is the related function. Okay, so I forgot to put. Anyway, I got the error. So results to a string. The result is 12. Next one, 10 divided by 2. And I print out as a string. Result is 5. Okay, so if you want to do coding, if you want to do a smart contract, something like this, you need to do some changes. First, you might have different functions here. And also, your deployment might be different. Again, if you want to use ChatGPT for your own smart contract, your smart contract could be anything. So you might think of maybe doing some advanced things. Anyway, so what you can do in ChatGPT, you can give all of these codes there and ask ChatGPT to create a new smart contract for you. Okay, so you need to, the only 2 codes that probably you need to change is .sol. This is the actual smart contract, and also deployment one. Probably config would be the same, and you probably don't have to do anything else. For your project, please do your own search or use ChatGPT to have more complex functions. This is first time we are doing a smart contract. I think it doesn't make sense to make more complex one, but this is one way that you can do. So if you update these 2, you can make your own smart contract. Also, the way that you get the result here could be different. So, for example, instead of add function, you might have different functions. Okay. Okay, so there is an important question. So let's say you create your smart contract and you deploy it here. The next step is deploying on Ethereum blockchain. But you might say, wait a minute. So Ethereum blockchain, everything in that blockchain is web-based. Everything has a good visualizations. And the way that you work in the Ethereum blockchain, it's not like you type some commands and get the things. So what would be the next step? The next step is just making a web application. So you have some buttons that connect to these functions. So instead of typing add calculator.add 1 + 2, whatever, so you just click on button and you get the results. So one of the technologies that you can use is React. So React helps you to make a visual interface that connects to your smart contract. So that interface could be like a game, could be actual calculator, so on and so forth. Again, this is above the content for the class. Maybe for the next class, I show you a React application in which instead of typing like this, everything is visualized. But it should be another topic, not for this class. But the most important thing is your Solidity file. This is how you define your smart contract. Again, today I show you very basic functions, which may not even useful because who wants to do add, subtract? So you don't use blockchain as a calculator. So you might do much more complex functions. But again, this is the first time you see Solidity. it doesn't make sense to show you very complex functions. And I think since you're a grad student, I didn't start from print hello world. So at least we started some functions. Okay, that's it. For your own project, again, I'm very okay if you use ChatGPT to make more complex functions for calculator.sol. And also you probably need to improve your deploy.js. If I want to show you how you can cheat, which I accept it, so go to ChatGPT or any smart any like GPT-based file. So you upload your files. Let me go to your project. So we use hard hat find config. I think we use this one. I'm going to upload more files. So one of them was deploy. Another one was actual smart contract. So these are the files my professor used to teach us first application of smart contract that is locally developed and tested on a laptop. Give me detailed instructions for a new but much more advanced smart contract on Solidity, and let me to test on my own PC. I don't want to connect to actual Ethereum blockchain. So just if you give more good instructions, ChatGPT give you a better code. The reason I use this last slide, I don't want to connect to actual Ethereum blockchain because it's just for development. And if it gives you some codes that you can use it to connect to actual Ethereum blockchain, you need to pay some fees, which at least you told me it's not available for you. Okay, so look, it gives you all the steps that you want. So I didn't say what smart contract I want. I just said give me an advanced one. Okay. If some parts doesn't make sense to you, for example, if you don't want, what does it mean? Just ask ChatGPT what does it mean. Explain it to you. So it gives you look. It also updated the deploy.js and gives you instruction how to run the project. Okay, now give me instructions to test this smart contract in Visual Studio terminal. So for your own project, you might look for a smart contract that is more interesting to you. For example, you can say, I want a smart contract to calculate mortgage. Okay, or a smart contract to whatever you want. So something about motorcycle. So again, I'm with you guys. I know that creating you don't have to use the Ethereum blockchain to calculate to create a calculator. So maybe you can, although you can keep adding more advanced function, but business-wise doesn't make sense. That's okay. So we just want to see that you can have a calculator on your PC, but also you can host it on the decentralized blockchain. Economically and business-wise doesn't make sense, but this is just a practice for the development. Let's say you end up getting hired by a blockchain company. Even in that case, you first need to develop on your laptop, and uploading into Ethereum blockchain is not difficult. You just need a small, you need to have a small Ethereum in your wallet, let's say MetaMask wallet. And also you need to just ask ChatGPT, give me the commands to send my smart contract from your local PC on Ethereum blockchain. Later on, everybody who wants to connect to your smart contract, you needs to know your contract address. I show you here that this is the address that everyone who are using Ethereum blockchain can use to connect to your smart contract. Also, you might have some web designer that use some libraries like React or other libraries to create some beautiful interface. So instead of just typing the commands, people can click and connect to your smart contract. So if I have time this weekend, I make a visual interface for calculator. So instead of just like here, you type something, just click and you get the results. But this is usually, people who are doing web design, and they supposed to create them. So you give them the address and the codes, and they just do the connection between the web interface and also your codes. Learning those softwares like React is not difficult, but it needs some time to learn. The learning curve may not be good for this class. Questions? Okay. I hope this makes sense. So for your final project, again, don't give me this as basic functions. I told you that you need to have some advanced one, and you can use ChatGPT. Even if you get some errors, copy paste your error to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to fix. Most of the errors that you might get could be because of different versions of softwares. So also check your version and ask ChatGPT, okay, this is my hard hat version, Node.js version, Visual Studio version, and Solidity version. And ChatGPT can check you if there is any conflict between different versions. Other than that, the overall process is super easy. You just need to have a smart contract deploy that connects to each other. Then you need to do some sort of installation on a local Ethereum blockchain. That's it. It could be, if you use some advanced functions, let's say banking function or motorbike function. I'm not sure if you can do any smart contract for motorbikes, but if you can, it could be a final project topic. So for your final project, gives me your all of these files. So you're supposed to give me config, deploy, and your actual smart contract. Send it to me, and then I should run, and your smart contract shouldn't have any error. Any question about your smart contract? Okay, so half of the class for today is supposed to be final project presentations. Most of you are online, and some send me your presentation over YouTube. And I think you also don't want to present today, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that should be for today. Thank you very much, and have a good day.